Hello and welcome once again to FWA TV. As always, I'm your host, John Atkins. This week, CM Punk and James Tighe in our main event will battle for a shot at Doug Williams' British Heavyweight Championship. But first, Steve Corino takes on the specialist Mark Sloan. This match was brought about when Corino interrupted a match between Sloan and FWA rookie sensation Aviv Mayan.
You might want Alex Shane, Tony, but let's be realistic about it. He isn't going to get Alex Shane, not until the day, the time, the price is right. Alex Shane doesn't want to go against Steve Corino. For Steve Corino, it's personal. For this man right here, it's personal. For Alex Shane, it's always about the business. Corino now running in, and Mark Sloan was quick off the gun, but Corino catching him with the forearms.
Mark Sloan trying to get in on the action quick, but Steve Corino was well prepared for him as he sends him into the corner with a nice forearm. Steve Corino up onto the second rope now. It looks like he's going to inflict some punishment there onto Mark Sloan. He is using, it looks like he's using the fist neck.
Yeah, where's the referee? Where's the referee? As we've seen, it should be a yellow card, Tony.
But I think he is only using the wrist nick. I mean, if you look closely, he's not actually, it's not a closed fist punch. Steve Corino sends Mark Sloan off. Mark Sloan cowardly catches himself and rolls to the air.
You say cowardly, but that was wise. I mean, to be honest, I'd much rather be a coward than be punched square in the face. Mark Sloan, he's wary of Steve Corino, and who can blame him? Steve Corino, such a veteran. He's been into so many different countries, wrestled for so many organizations. Mark Sloan's got to keep his wits about him. Remember though, Mark Sloan is used to this ring, he is used to this country, so he has the home field advantage. But Steve Corino's going to be one tough cookie to crack. But Mark Sloan there, stomping away, and he's got the advantage in a moment. Let's see if he can hold it.
The referee needs to get in there and get on Mark Sloan's case, or the break of a 5 count there. Mark Sloan definitely has the advantage now. He used his tactics to run away from Steve Corino and then come back in and fight when it suited him. Steve Corino is now on the receiving end of Mark Sloan's forearms, which is never a good place to be.
No, absolutely. That wouldn't be the end of anyone's forearms. But there he is. He's just throwing Corino into the steel post, obviously possibly working on an arm. Now, don't forget, Tony, one of Steve Corino's key signature maneuvers is the lariat. Absolutely devastating, phenomenal move. And obviously, you need to use that arm to hit that lariat effectively. And Mark Sloan knows this. Mark Sloan is, you know what, he might not look it sometimes, but he is wise. He knows what he's doing in the ring at all times. And now, he's just taken away one of his top arsenals.
That's true, Nick. I mean, Steve Corino came here tonight because he knew that Alex Shane had offered the Owen challenge. Steve Corino came here tonight to wrestle Alex Shane. But through some creative wording, should I say, it was changed from Alex Shane will take on anyone in the UK to Alex Shane will take on anyone from the UK, therefore taking Steve Corino out of the running. Now, to me, Nick, this says two things. It says that Alex Shane is evading the challenge of Steve Corino, and that basically Alex Shane doesn't want to wrestle Steve Corino because he knows Corino can win.
Whoa, back up, mister. Hang on a second. It's not a case of who can win. You got to remember, Alex Shane has to think of the company first and foremost. As I said earlier on in this contest, it's a case of the time's got to be right, the money's got to be right. I mean, come on, Alex Shane versus Steve Corino. I mean, that's a real card-topping match. You don't want to give it to the people in Bleeding Enfield.
Nick, some hard stiffs there from Steve Corino. Mark Sloan is working over it. It does look like he's working over the arm that Steve Corino throws the lariat with, but Steve Corino will not back down. It's what made him a champion, Nick, the fighting spirit. Steve Corino may have injured his left arm, and Mark Sloan is definitely targeting that so he does not get hit with that lariat, but at the same time, Steve Corino will not give up.
I'm surprised you haven't whinged about it yet, Tony, but Mark Sloan at the moment using every dirty tactic he can to try and dislocate that arm or tear a shoulder out, or, you know, do the damage necessary to win this match. Mark Sloan is keeping it down and dirty, and you know what? I think it could lead to a victory here tonight.
Well, Nick, you know, as much as I may not agree with Mark Sloan's tactics, they seem to be working, and I cannot argue with that. If I was in the ring, I would want to do whatever it takes to win the match. And that just, it seems to me at the moment, that is what Mark Sloan is trying to do. But Mark Sloan is blatantly breaking the rules right in front of the referee's eyes. Steve Blinsky needs to open his eyes just a little bit wider and see what Sloan is up to.
Excuse me, Catcher, how many years experience of refereeing have you had, Tony? Hardly none. Fact of the matter is, Steve Corino, what the hell am I talking about? Steve Linsky is a very experienced referee. He knows what he's doing in there, Tony, okay? Just let the man do his job. And there we go, back to another armbar, working on that arm.
Mark Sloan is definitely well in control of Steve Corino at the moment, but Corino, much taller than Mark Sloan, manages to reach the ropes with his legs. Sloan will have to break that hold. If Sloan wants to use submission and use it effectively, he has to do it in the center of the ring.
Well, yes, absolutely. I mean, maybe that was something that Mark Sloan missed. The fact of the matter is, you've got Steve Corino, quite a tall competitor, easy to reach those ropes. So as a result, why was Mark working on a submission? But then again, you know what? I mean, you want to avoid that lariat. Maybe this is more of a defensive tactic as opposed to a attacking one.
Maybe so. Mark Sloan, though, using the ropes, using the turnbuckle, using anything he can to inflict punishment on Steve Corino's left arm. Because let's face it, Nick, if he hits the lariat, it's all over for Mark Sloan. And Mark Sloan has obviously scouted Steve Corino and knows that. So he's just continually working on the arm of Corino. A very smart tactic.
Absolutely. I don't see the lariat being an issue anymore in this contest. Mark Sloan, though, nice snapmare, and again, just goes straight onto that arm. It's just such an intelligent thing that Mark Sloan is doing, and this is why he's called the Specialist. He's doing very well at the moment, Tony.
Steve Corino screaming out in pain, Nick, but you say we've been talking about the lariat. There's also the buffalo hold. There's the STO. There's the DDT. Steve Corino has a wide arsenal of moves. It's not just the lariat that can take you down, but Corino is firing back now. He's using his other arm, which is what he has to do, inflicting those hard chops to the chest of Mark Sloan. Steve Corino is back in control. It may only be for a short time, but while he's got the momentum, Steve Corino needs to get on the case of the Specialist. Nice headbutt, takes the Specialist down.
Well, Steve Corino, he's obviously feeling that inner fire burning within. He whips off Mark Sloan off the ropes, the rebound, and a lovely leg lariat there takes down the Specialist, and Steve Corino is pumped.
Steve Corino is pumped. He can almost taste the victory, Nick, and when he tastes the victory, it's one step closer to Alex Shane. It looks as though Steve Corino's signaled for something. This could be the end of the Specialist.
Absolutely, and now he's setting up Northern Lights, Tony.
He hits the Northern Lights bomb. Surely this is it, Nick. One. What on earth is referee Steve
Good
Linsky
man. No,
doing?
Steve Linsky was making sure it was a good free count.
Nick.
He wants to make sure if Steve Corino was going to win, it was an obvious win.
Look, Steve Corino knows that referee Steve Linsky just counted as slow as humanly possible. I think, Nick, and this is just purely speculation, that maybe Alex Shane has had a hand in this match. And Steve Corino's been given a yellow card. For what? For what? For pleading his case, Nick. Steve Corino hits the DDT, though. He hits the DDT. Mark Sloan thought he had outsmarted Steve Corino, but Steve Corino is still one step ahead. If he gets him up now, we could see it could be all over.
Something I've got to bring to you, though, Tony. Don't forget, the last time Steve Corino was in an FWA ring, illegally I might add, he clothesline. Oh, STO!
He hits the STO.
1, 2, 3.
What is going on? Steve Linsky should be removed from ringside or get a referee that can count to 3.
As I was saying, remember, last time Steve Corino was in this FWA ring, he lariated Steve Linsky. All right, now Linsky, he's the head ref. He does what he wants when he wants, as long as he's in that ring. Mark Sloan blocked the lariat attempt. And now, you know what? Steve Corino, he's down, and Mark Sloan with the arm breaker variation, and he's got it, that move on tight. He's trying to dislocate the elbow, it looks like, Tony.
Nick, from Alex Shane's underhanded tactics for weaseling out the match, for Alex Shane paying off the referee, there is no way, Nick, there is no way that Steve Corino can win this match. Mark Sloan is a very competent submission wrestler. He could probably break Steve Corino's arm if he wanted to. Steve Corino, there is no way out for him. I just can't see how he's going to win.
You really do have a death wish, Tony. I mean, Mark's, come on, you see a conspiracy absolutely everywhere. All right, Steve Linsky is just doing his job.
Are you trying you telling me that Linsky is counting correctly?
You know what? It's all subjective, all right? It is all subjective.
Steve Corino now, though, with a nice back suplex on Mark Sloan. Corino is fired up again. He uses the fire. He can get back in control, and this can be all over. He's got the buffalo hold. Mark Sloan should be tapping out.
He's near the ropes.
Second now.
Can the Specialist get to the ropes? Steve Linsky is there to make sure if Mark Sloan taps, but he's got the ropes. He's got the ropes. And there we go.
See, there we go. A nice normal count there for Mr. Mark Sloan. Funny how Steve Corino doesn't get the same treatment.
Tony, I really wish you'd stop talking sometime. Look, that was a slow, methodical count there as well. All right, you just can't complain about these things. Just do your job and keep calling the match. He's going for the Buffalo.
He's going for it again, Nick. It looks as though he's going for the Buffalo hold, but what was that? What was that? It was Mark Sloan using illegal tactics. And what's the referee doing? Nothing!
Look.
Absolutely nothing!
Listen, I will admit it was unquestionably low. I mean, maybe Mark Sloan did cheat there, but the referee might have missed it. I mean, come on. He did do a back mule kick. Steve Linsky might have just missed it, might have been blind to it. Mark Sloan now going for a body slam, takes him down, and Mark Sloan is going to the top.
I mean, Mark Sloan, there is no fault in Mark Sloan. He is a phenomenal wrestler. But it's underhanded tactics that are giving him the edge in this match. If it was a one-on-one contest, I think it would just be fairer and it would be more in Steve Corino's favour. Mark Sloan off the top rope, goes with the frog splash but misses. Steve Corino wisely rolled out of the way. He can feel the pain coursing through his arm, but the wrist, the elbow pad, is coming off. If he hits it, it's all over. Lariat! He takes his head clean off! Here we go. 1,
Steve Linsky,
2,
count it.
3. Yes! Steve Corino has done it. Steve Corino has his victory in the FWA in your face, Linsky. As much as he didn't want to count to 3, it's all over. Nick, shut up. Steve Corino is walking out of here the winner tonight. Alex Shane couldn't stop it. Steve Linsky couldn't stop it, and nor could Mark Sloan.
No, in your face, Tony. Let me explain this to you, Tony. Fact of the matter is, you thought Steve Linsky was going to count that 3, but he did. You owe that man right there a professional apology. Tony, your unprofessional bias is just making me sick right now.
Steve Corino, Nick, plain and simple, is walking out of here tonight the victor, one step closer to Alex Shane. Here he comes, Nick, making his way, the managing director of the FWA, the show stealer, Alex Shane.
You know, I'm so surprised he has all the time to run the phenomenal powerhouse that is the FWA, yet find time to compete in front of, quite frankly, the unworthy fans who are here tonight.
The unworthy fans of the FWA.
Absolutely unworthy.
Well, as we know, Alex Shane offered an open challenge earlier on. We thought we were going to see Alex Shane versus Steve Corino, but Steve Corino didn't actually face Alex Shane. Of course, we saw Steve Corino took on Mark Sloan due to the creativeness of Alex Shane, changing it from anyone in the UK to anyone from the UK.
It was a wise decision, Tony.
Therefore, basically, it took Steve Corino out of the running, and as it stands now, we have Alex Shane hand-picking his opponent for tonight. Quite personally, I'm actually looking forward to this, to see what Alex Shane has in mind.
Well, absolutely, you've got to wonder who it's going to be.
I mean, ring announcer John Atkins looks a little bit befuddled, and that's never good.
Who's it going to be?
Fastest, roughest and toughest in the FWA. Ross Jordan.
What?
Ross Jordan! Oh, it's him! He's back, Tony, in the FWA! The last time we saw this man, it was Frontiers of Honor, and alongside Raj Ghosh took on the Man Mountain known as Burchill. And despite losing, he had such a strong showing, taking Burchill to the limit.
Nick,
I need to take you on one-on-one.
This is beyond a joke. Alex Shane using his power to book this. This is beyond a joke. What kind of a message is this sending out? You know what, Nick? this message, this is what it says to me. Alex Shane can't face someone his own size in that ring. Alex Shane can't face someone, say, like Steve Corino. So he has to take someone like Ross Jordan. No disrespect to Ross Jordan whatsoever. I'm a very big fan of Ross Jordan, but this is just ridiculous.
Come on, I think you're being a little bit harsh. I mean, come on, everyone's going to root for Ross Jordan. He's no doubt the underdog in this match, as I said before. I mean, he's got a size disadvantage.
Alex Shane just spat at Ross Jordan. He's not content with just showing utter disdain, but spits on him as well. But Ross Jordan there, with a nice kick to the stomach, takes Alex Shane down into a wrist lock. See, when you're grounded, when you're at that height, there's not much you can do.
Well, much like he did with Jack Xavier a few weeks back. I mean, Alex Shane here, bringing the fire out of Ross Jordan. But there he goes, taking control, taking Ross Jordan to the mat. I didn't see it.
Illegal hair pull. Not only
the referee's
the
not
biggest guy in
calling
the ring,
it,
but he has to cheat as well.
Oh, come on, the referee is not calling it, so it didn't happen.
Oh, look at the awesomeness of Alex Shane.
Whoa. Ross is getting all flippy here, Tony.
Ross is getting all flippy, and this is what Ross needs to do. If he's going to stand any chance of taking Alex Shane down, he has to use his quickness, his agility to take the show stealer out.
Well, you see, I mean, like we said earlier, Ross Jordan was taught by Alex Shane, so Ross knows some tricks. He ducks the clothesline, drop kicks the show stealer wobbling. He's got him a second time. Ross going for the third one.
Ross Jordan with an awesome clothesline there. 2 drop kicks and a clothesline. Takes the big man down. Alex Shane looks as though he was not ready for that.
Where's Ross going? He went for a roll, but
Jordan with an awesome fake spicks right back in the face of Alex Shane. Maybe I've been wrong and Alex Shane has actually bitten off more than he can chew. Yeah, that's right. Go home, you sissy.
He's just been sissy. Watch your mouth, boy. Alex Shane was just disrespected by his own former student. So Ross Jordan now, come on, this match should have been over.
Yo, Alex, if you don't come back, you're going to be counted out and you lose. Do you really want to be the guy that loses to Ross Jordan the night after Steve Corino called you out and called you a coward?
Okay, Ross has just done something rather stupid. He just brought Steve Corino into this.
20 seconds to get back to the ring. Whoa!
Nick, I hope this is the way it ends. I hope we get a 20 count here. Ross Jordan wins this match. Ross Jordan would have punked Alex Shane out, and so would Steve Corino.
Well, the referee is counting it. I mean, who the hell does Ross Jordan think he is? Telling the managing director of the FWA he's got to get back into the ring. It's Alex Shane's ring, goddammit. He should be able to come back when he wants to.
Alex Shane running back into the ring, manages to break the 20 count only to get back out again. What kind of a game is Alex Shane trying to play here? What is he trying to prove?
He's trying to prove that he is, without doubt, the top competitor in this FWA organisation. There he is, just swatting away Ross Jordan. Come on, Ross is just a preliminary talent after all. What is he doing now?
Preliminary talent just took Alex Shane down to the mat. Ross Jordan with a nice handspring, back elbow, looked like he was going for. Alex Shane managed to get him in midair and throw him headfirst into the ring post, damaging Ross Jordan severely. Alex Shane distracting referee Steve Linsky, uses the table illegally again. Another illegal move for Alex Shane. What is Shane's problem? Is he so much of a loser, Nick, that he cannot just beat Jordan using his wrestling skills? Because let's face it, for someone of Alex Shane's size, he's a phenomenal wrestler.
You really do have a bug up your butt when it comes to Alex Shane. I mean, leave it out.
Referee needs to be breaking this. We've got a 5 count going. Alex Shane needs to break it.
He doesn't have to break it up until the 5 count. He's got 5 whole seconds to do whatever he wants to Ross in that corner. And he's setting up, check up from the neck up.
And he hits the move perfectly and takes Jordan out. I mean, that looks as though it's going to be all it for Ross Jordan. 2.
Ross Jordan with a phenomenal kick out there, Tony.
Right, that wasn't Alex Shane picking Ross Jordan.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Ross is bringing the fire here tonight.
Ross really needs to bring the fire. Nick, I am hoping and praying like I have never done before that Ross Jordan walks out of this match the winner. But Alex Shane now inflicting some damage, abdominal stretch, and uses the rope for extra leverage. I cannot believe what I am seeing. Referee, open your eyes and get Alex Shane Shane out of that ring.
Well, I'm sure referee Steve Linsky wouldn't believe what he's seeing, but the thing is, he isn't seeing it, Tony. All right, come on, Alex Shane is sly. He knows his ring like the back of his own hand. And Ross Jordan is going to be made victim to Alex's awesome experience. Whips him off. Ross ducked it. He flips out of it. Oh my lord!
Nice backflip there, but eats the boot on the way over from Alex Shane. Just utter disdain, Nick. No respect shown. Alex Shane is obviously proving a point, and I think he's proving a point to a certain Mr. Corino right now by just inflicting as much damage and destruction as he can on Ross Jordan.
Look, we've been over this before, Tony. Alex Shane isn't sending any message to Steve Corino. Steve Corino wants Alex Shane banned, but come on, Alex has got a company to worry about. He doesn't have to worry about some invading American like Steve Corino. Maybe you should worry about Ross Jordan.
Nick,
he's a serious fan of the ring
Ross
tonight.
Jordan was firing up. He was getting the fire back, and Alex Shane using the dirty tactics right to the eye into a nice neck breaker. Though he's setting in now. It looks as though he's got a cobra clutch on Ross Jordan. I cannot see a way out for Ross Jordan.
Well, Ross Jordan here, I mean, he's being made, he's just this technical ability of Alex Shane, keeping Ross Jordan down to the ground.
Doing again?
Tony,
He's
stop
using the ropes for
looking over
leverage.
there. Look at the match, for Pete's sake. He's got that beautiful hold on. Just admire the technical prowess of the show stealer. And there he is, he's just got that hold on so tight, and Ross is fading out quick.
Look at the way he technically uses the ropes there, Nick. That's awesome.
It's awesome, you're right, Tony, and I'm glad you're seeing it finally. Referee Steve Linsky there is there in case Ross Jordan wants to quit like a girl.
Referee Steve Linsky has seen Alex Shane using the ropes. Now, the referee, if it was right, he would give Alex Shane a yellow card here now. He would give him a warning. Ross Jordan is firing back. He is coming back. Come on, Ross. You can do it.
Ross went for the hip toss, but Alex Shane just too big, and he got caught into the choke bomb. But Ross reverses it to a DDT.
Nice DDT takes Alex Shane down. He has got the big man down. Now Ross Jordan go in for that all-important pinfall. If he can drape the arm. One, two, three.
Oh, kick out by Alex Shane. Alex Shane has so much heart, so much spirit, Tony. How can you despise him like this?
Alex Shane, once again, Alex Shane up to his feet first, but Ross Jordan, there is still some life left in him. Sends Alex Shane off the ropes. Nice back elbow, takes the big man down. I think Ross Jordan's got an idea of what he needs to do now to ground Alex Shane. He's got him in the corner and he's just stomping away.
Well, Ross Jordan here has got a nice quick flurry of moves. Ross Jordan now, could he create one of the biggest upsets as of late?
If he
What's
could,
he doing here?
If he could. Double drop kick to the groin abdominal area of Alex Shane there. It wasn't a yellow card move there, but Alex Shane just did one with the back heel kick into the groin region of Ross Jordan.
Well, hang on a sec, Steve.
Yes, finally, referee Linsky.
Well, how come Linsky didn't offer Ross Jordan the yellow card?
Wait, what's Alex Shane doing?
I'm not quite sure. Oh, wait a minute, Ross Jordan illegally throwing Alex's head.
What do you mean illegally? Alex Shane removed the turnbuckle in the first place. Referee Steve Linsky was sent outside the ring to fix the turnbuckle. Referee, open your eyes. Ross Jordan has had the pinfall for like 8-9 seconds now, and he's busy fixing the ring.
Show stealers up, Tony. This could be the end for Ross Jordan. Double choke bomb. And he hits it beautifully. Show stealer, Alex Shane, not going for the pinball, but he's calling for it. Could we see the one night stand? Off the ropes, picks him up. It's over, Tony. One night stand. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Come on, Alex Shane was just purely dominant in the face of such adversity.
Right, Nick, Alex Shane, 6'8", 300 pounds, did everything he could, used every dirty tactic in the book to beat Ross Jordan.
Oh, come on.
Why did he do it?
Well, you're showing Ross Jordan to be awfully short. I don't know. I reckon Ross Jordan's about 6'5", 250 pounds maybe. He was an irresistible force in that ring, but it's just that Alex Shane was just the immovable object, and he couldn't be shifted here tonight, and now the fans know it. It was a sad turn of events for James Tighe back at British Uprising 2. He took on the FWA heavyweight champion Doug the Anarchist Williams and became within a whisker of taking the title right there and then. However, he was still recognised as the #1 contender and everyone was looking forward to the rematch between James Tighe and Doug Williams. However, a mysterious event happened when Mark Belton, 5-star Mark Belton, upset James Tighe to win the #1 contendership. So now James Tighe has been knocked down a single rung. However, tonight he takes on CM Punk, and you've got to believe, Tony, that if James Tighe can take the win here, he will be back in the title race.
Indeed, Nick, indeed, as we're about to see the return of CM Punk fresh from his victory against the hardcore wrestling legend known simply as Raven. Now, as you've mentioned, Nick, whoever wins this match has got to be in good standing to go along and face the FWA champion, Doug Williams. So even though James Tighe lost the #1 contendership, if he can beat CM Punk here tonight, he'll be back up there on top and once again be able to challenge Doug Williams for his FWA British title. And you know that that is in the back of James Tighe's mind. He has to get through the returning CM Punk.
Both men now circling, ready to lock up.
Now, Nick, you know, CM Punk, no stranger to the FWA and is a fantastic wrestler. I personally may not agree with his straight edge lifestyle, the no drinking, the no drugs, the no cigarette smoking. CM Punk believes that his straight edge keeps him clear in the mind and he can focus entirely and solely on his wrestling. If CM Punk were to walk out here with a victory tonight, I could definitely see him becoming a mainstay on the FWA roster.
Well, you know, the straight edge philosophy, you've got to wonder if maybe he backed up this straight edge philosophy with a win over Raven. I mean, Raven in that match was mocking CM Punk, you know, saying that he was a wussy for not drinking, a wussy for not, you know, being part of the drug culture. But you know what? It was CM Punk with the win. All right, he didn't, maybe, I mean, you've got to watch out for the Pepsi plunge, that top rope double underhook face buster, also the Pepsi twist. James Tighe's got to be careful of those, but also James Tighe has a formidable move of his own, that is the Titanic.
Indeed, as we see the nice escape there from James Tighe. I mean, Nick, whoever hits their move, be it Titanic or Pepsi plunge, sorry, it will definitely walk out of here the victor tonight, I think.
Well, I completely agree with you. I mean, I reckon it could be one of those moves that will end this contest. Both heavy impact moves. They tend to knock the opponent right out and allow James Tighe or CM Punk to respectively walk out the victors.
Saying that though, Nick, both men are very well versed in submission style wrestling. CM Punk letting the fans get to him a little bit there as they go in with a nice lock up. James Tighe with a nice tight wrist lock.
Yes, the fans have recently been on CM Punk's case. You know, maybe they don't seem to respect this straight edge lifestyle that CM Punk is so into. But look at how focused CM Punk is in the ring at the moment. He has the wrist lock on James Tighe, and James Tighe is now looking for the escape, and he might have found it right here, and there it is, a wrist lock of his own.
Now, James Tighe, knowing he would have to face CM Punk somewhere along the lines, has probably done his scouting, probably watched a few tapes. So I'm actually going to give the advantage in this match so far, Nick, to James Tighe. He's on homegrown turf, he's in front of the FWA fans, who he's very, you know, well known to. I can actually see James Tighe walking out of here tonight and again facing Doug Williams somewhere down the road for the FWA British title.
You've also got to consider, Tony, that CM Punk, because of his extensive amounts of competitions that he has been involved with over America, there are lots of videotapes of CM Punk. James Tighe no doubt probably went to his local trader and got the up-to-date matches with CM Punk on it, so he knows exactly what CM Punk is going to bring to the table. And although obviously James will be featured on videos which the FWA might have supplied, it won't be as diverse. I'm not sure though, Tony. What do you think?
I know, I think, like I've said, Nick, I believe that James Tighe is definitely going to have the edge in this match. As we saw a nice, quick roll-up there from James Tighe. I don't think CM Punk was expecting it, and CM Punk wisely going to the outside to catch his breath, to get his wits back around him. I just can't see James Tighe having anything but the advantage.
Well, James Tighe will have his strong fellowship, but sometimes it could be, I don't think you necessarily need the fans to really get that far ahead in the FWA. It's all about your own personal spirit, and it's what CM Punk is well known for.
CM Punk there trying to outside James Tighe. James Tighe going in for the lockup, but CM Punk managing to go to the outside. CM Punk that time faked out once again. Nice tight ankle lock there on James Tighe. A very simple move, Nick, but a very, very effective move.
Well, absolutely. I mean, this will be allowing James Tighe to... oh, very nice. I've not seen James do that one before, but absolutely beautifully done. James, such a phenomenal technical wrestler, and he learned those skills in the FWA Academy. And it's amazing how far we've seen him grow over the years here in the FWA. CM Punk desperate to escape, but his arms aren't free to reach the rope, Tony.
CM Punk wiggling and worming his
He got it with a teeth, though!
Ropes. That's the kind of ring technician CM Punk is. He sees an opening and he takes it. The only thing he could do was literally use his teeth, so he did it.
James Tighe now going for, looks like, nice, very nice, a modified version of the British figure 4 there. Whoa, and CM Punk letting James know that he's not happy about it.
A vicious chop there from CM Punk, but James Tighe wisely still holding onto the move. Yeah, CM Punk might have got the chop in, but James Tighe has not let up. Now James Tighe's decided to, well, move the leverage on it and try and inflict some more damage onto CM Punk.
This is looking more like a traditional British figure 4 right here, but CM Punk might have the reversal. He's managed to take the momentum over, but James quickly to the ropes.
James Tighe to the ropes there, managing to break the, well, I mean, CM Punk will have to break the hold. He has the 5 count. Referee Steve Linsky aiding CM Punk and James Tighe there. Think about it like this, Nick. If James Tighe targets the knees of CM Punk managed to defeat Raven with the Shining Wizard knee to the face. If James Tighe can effectively take away the knees of CM Punk, he won't be able to use that move tonight, so it cuts down CM Punk's arsenal.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to look out for the moves like the Shining Wizard, a striking knee square in the face of the opponent. It's guaranteed to knock out even the toughest of opponents. Look at the bridge on James Tighe. He is determined not to go down for a 3 count here.
A perfect bridge there for James Tighe. CM Punk just trying
Look at the leg strength.
He's trying to maneuver his weight, but James Tighe just seems to be the more powerful of the two at the moment as he managed to take Punk down. But CM Punk again with a perfect bridge himself.
Absolutely. I mean, these two men are pretty level, but there's a 3 count maybe. No, it was only 2. CM Punk escaped it, but James with another attempt. CM Punk and James Tighe warring over this maneuver right here.
CM Punk and James Tighe seem to be very evenly matched, Nick, in the beginning of this match. Both using submission style wrestling, both have a little bit of a power game as well. Nice takeover there for CM Punk. CM Punk definitely in control.
That takedown very nicely done. It was a Roman knuckle lock, Northern Light suplex. James now floating out. Look at that. This is the technical game that almost won James Tighe the FWA Heavyweight Championship just a few months ago. CM Punk might have underestimated his opponent. CM Punk now possibly looking for an escape. He's taking James to the ground. He's bringing him round there, Tony. He's going for a backslide.
CM Punk looks like he's going for the backslide. He's trying to work James's shoulders, trying to get that weight shifted so he can get him over. But James Tighe managed to reverse it straight into the headlock. Over with the headlock there.
Takeover, and there's a head scissors now, Tony.
James Tighe in a difficult place to be right now, Nick, because he's very dead centre of that ring. And the further into the middle of the ring you are, the harder it is to get near the ropes for the easy break.
James was desperate to bridge out of that, but CM Punk just wasn't allowing it. So James Tighe now desperate to find another escape, and he's got it once again. He's managed to, he's got, look at that, he's working on the legs there, Tony. I think you're right. I think he might be working on the knees to possibly remove the Shining Wizard, as well as to give James himself opportunities later on in the contest. But CM Punk fighting back, and he's got that grobbit nice and tight in. But James, once again, was able to escape just because he's methodically working on the legs of CM Punk.
James Tighe's obviously causing CM Punk quite a lot of pain, and he's not just picking apart one body part, Nick. He seems to be trying to do it all. The knees, the arms, the face. James Tighe wants to walk out of here with a victory because he knows what it means. It means Doug Williams somewhere down the line. Nice arm drag there from James Tighe.
He snapped into the
arm bar there on CM Punk.
Oh, he did it beautiful. I mean, he really did snap CM Punk down to the ground. CM Punk trying to roll out, relieve the pressure of the arm. What's he going to do here, Tony? What
Try
is he
and do
doing?
it.
Oh,
You see, I mean, that's the kind of tactic CM Punk does employ. You think he's going to do some nice technical reversal, and it's a thumb to the eyes.
well, he got him out of the hold.
It got him out of the
It
hole.
got him
It
out
was
of
a
the
cheap
hole.
shot, Nick, but it did work. It was effective. James Tyson off into the ropes with a back elbow, takes him down. CM Punk now with a nice headlock.
I think it's fair for him to take these risks. I mean, all right, might be underhanded, but you got to remember, the man who wins this contest is going to be one step closer to possibly taking the richest prize in the United Kingdom today. CM Punk now knocking down James Tighe off the ropes again, knocks down Tighe one more time. He jumps over Tighe off the ropes, leapfrog by Tighe. Tighe with a snapping arm drag once more. Hip toss by Tighe. He wants CM Punk up. Body slam. And Tighe is in control.
James Tighe with a serious flurry of moves there, dazing CM Punk, taking Punk to the outside. Punk definitely needs to catch his breath and get his wits about him.
Well, here we go, back to square one. James Tighe, though, straight away with a kick. Standing suplex, nicely done there. Cover, but only a 2.
Only a 2 count and back into that tight headlock, Nick. It's simple, it's effective, it grounds your opponent, and from there you can pretty much do anything. A nice abdominal stretch there on CM Punk, and James Tighe using the elbow, working away at the ribs.
I mean, it's when you see James Tighe on top form like this right now that you think it's such a crying shame that he's no longer the #1 contender. But you got to believe if James Tighe can keep this up, he will be sooner rather than later. But here he is. Look at this tight abdominal stretch. CM Punk managing to wriggle out of it ever so slightly. He's managed to get James Tighe's foot out of there, and now he's getting back up. But Tighe still has that arm.
CM Punk now manages to reverse the hold and into a wrist lock on James Tighe. See, the reversals are going backwards and forwards, Nick. Anything James Tighe can do, CM Punk can do too. Now CM Punk has James Tighe with a waist lock. James Tighe is fighting desperately to get out of it and does do a waist lock now on CM Punk.
Well, the crowd are really behind James Tighe.
Oh, Nick.
I saw it.
You saw it, and the referee saw it too. Referee Steve Linsky has issued a yellow card to CM Punk.
Shot there by CM Punk. A second. James Tighe is faint in the corner. CM Punk now without James Tighe and follows through, but James with a foot.
James manages to get the foot up, comes out of the corner, but CM Punk catches him with a nice power slam. Only a 2 count, Nick, but it all changed so quickly in the blink of an eye. It looks as though James Tighe was getting back some of the momentum, but out of nowhere, CM Punk manages to pull out a power slam and a 2 count.
Well, absolute crowd. I mean, I thought that power slam could have been it. He really did hit it crisply. And CM Punk now going for this single arm camel clutch there. I mean, look at it. He's also got the kind of crossface on. I mean, could we be leading to a submission victory for Punk, maybe?
Maybe so, Nick. It does look like a single arm crossface that Punk has there at the moment. Punk up and using his inner thighs to work on the back of James Tighe. Maybe CM Punk is going to work over the back of James Tighe now.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's always a wise idea in wrestling to work on a single body point, because from that, you're not only weakening your opponent, you're possibly setting him up for a submission. But James Tighe saw what was coming. Punk went to the well once too often, and now Tighe capitalised off the ropes. Moonsault drop kick from James Tighe, and he's going for the cover.
1, 2, and the Punk kicks out at a 2 count, Nick. But was it a last-ditch effort from James Tighe? Is it too little too late? I personally think there's been too much damage inflicted on him.
Whoa, he's going for it! Possibly too soon, but let's see if he hits it. Titanic! Oh wait, the roll through! 1, 2, wait, James Tighe reverses. No, kick out. James off the ropes. Another pinfall.
Only a 2 count there. 1, 2, no. CM Punk managed to break it. 1, 2, no. Once again, CM Punk again. 1, 2. Man, that was like 10 2 counts in 10 seconds. CM Punk there with a nice kick. James Tighe, the momentum just sent him forward, careering into CM Punk with a nice solid clothesline.
Both men trying to get to their feet, and it looks like CM Punk might do it, but no, James beat him to it.
James Tighe goes with the clothesline. CM Punk manages to get down. Backslide.
1, 2.
Only a 2 count there, but James Tighe straight away in with a butterfly position on CM Punk. But CM Punk manages to power out of it and power James Tighe over. Look at the bridge, James Tighe.
Both men And there we go. Double underhook into a driver variation. The pinfall. But Punk, the ring general, knew where he was. Got his his foot on the bottom rope.
Far too close to the ropes there, Nick. CM Punk knew this, and instead of kicking out, instead of wasting that energy, just drapes his foot on the bottom rope.
James Tighe now looks like he's setting up. He's going for it now, Tony. Titanic. Well, CM Punk again
CM
slips
Punk
out.
managed to flip out of it. CM Punk now up and over goes James Tighe. CM Punk hits the Ace Crusher. James Tighe is on Dream Street. Shining Wizard. He's
the
hit it.
Shining Wizard you were talking about.
2, 3. And he's got it. CM Punk's done it.
Oh my Lord, Tony, he got it with the Shining Wizard. James Tighe, who was the #1 contender to the FWA heavyweight title, and now he's just lost to CM Punk as well as Mark Belton earlier in the
Nick,
competitive year.
I could never see CM Punk win this match. James Tighe was on home soil in front of his fans, but CM Punk has done it. CM Punk to face FWA champion Doug Williams.
Non-title, remember.
Non-title, but the match already was scheduled. But could you imagine CM Punk beats Doug Williams? That's surely going to get him in line for a title shot.
First he beats Raven, then he beats James Tighe. Could we be looking at a man who's got Doug Williams' number?